Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Uninterrupted, the cybersecurity podcast from Forbes Cybersecurity and IT Services. I'm John Faust, COO. Today, I want to talk to you about the big uptick that we've seen in websites getting taken over. What does that mean for you and your business? How you can protect yourself? And what are the hackers really after when they do this? So let's dive right in. We've been seeing a really big uptick in websites getting taken over by hackers to do nefarious behavior. We're seeing this happen with bad WordPress plugins, bad cPanel sites not being patched. So cPanel is kind of where a lot of websites are hosted with, is the back-end kind of server that makes website hosting work for a lot of places. And it's mainly just unpatched systems. So what does that mean for you and your business? Well, what hackers are doing is they're getting in and they're taking control of that website, whether through this unpatched plugin or the actual unpatched server itself. And then they're going through and they're making changes to that website that then allow them to gain access to other people's computers, emails, or get further access into other businesses in items like that. Also, if there's a connection between your website and your business, then they could use that as a potential ingress point in order to do one of the three bad things, and that's get in the middle of a financial transaction or steal the financials directly, to steal your sensitive data and blackmail you for its deletion, or to stop your operations. And so you think that maybe paying a ransom would be a good way to get your operations back. So here's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of WordPress sites not being updated, and those plugins that don't get updated are allowing hackers to have a backdoor to come in and change links on the website, to go and download malicious software, or when somebody clicks on a link of a website that they've trusted in the past, if a hacker's changed out that link, then an end user can't trust whenever they click on that it's not going to download something nefarious, whether something to steal email credentials, whether to infect something on their computer, any of those types of items. And so that's why they're doing this. That's what they're really looking to do. So what you really need to do is you need to be updating and checking those plugins often to make sure they're updated. If you're hosting your website on a cPanel, you need to be making sure that your cPanel's updated often. And I know that a lot of people don't think of this. It's out of sight, out of mind. And so what we really recommend doing is working with a company who does those updates, who will make sure that they work and have them happen automatically. There's plenty of WordPress providers out there that will automatically patch the WordPress plugins. Yes, you're going to have to pay extra to do that for that kind of hosting provider, but it gives you a little bit of security on the back end to say, hey, I have a high confidence that my website's not going to be taken over by one of these simple fixes, and have that happen. What we're really seeing, another issue with this, though, is that when you patch those systems, sometimes they could end up breaking a plugin. And so a lot of people don't have a web development expert on staff that can fix those things whenever they get broken. So that's a lot of the reasons why people don't do that. And so do you have a web development expert that you're working with? Do you have a website company that you're working with that should be patching that or knows how to patch it and fix those problems when they get broken? Do you need help with doing all those sorts of things? Those are places that we help out with. Now, we don't do website design or development. That's not something we do at Forbes, but we do have partners that we work with we can point you to help out with this aspect, or we can point you to that'll say, hey, they'll patch these things and fix stuff whenever something breaks. Now, it's not often that something breaks, but it can happen, so that's a consideration that you want to have. And this is the same thing with the cPanel server that's hosted on. It's the same thing with all these other items. Some of the other things that you would want to look at doing is having an independent backup of your website. So not just within the provider, like cPanel will do backups, or sometimes these hosting providers will do backups. Copy a backup of your website out periodically, manually, or if you have some other process that can pull that out, so that if something does happen, then you can roll back to 3 months ago, 6 months ago, whatever, to potentially before a vulnerability happened, or before a hacker was able to gain access to your website and make changes and do something nefarious. That gives a company like ours a lot more options in order to fix the problem. So yes, you may have to have content remade on the site, or you may have to have things like that get re-uploaded since the time frame. But if you have more of those restore points, your recovery becomes a lot faster in those types of things. We can run audits for people here at Forbes to look and see, hey, what do they have as far as unpatched systems on their website? What are the unpatched plugins that are going on the website? My compliance officer here, Dan, is a certified ethical hacker. He can run the types of things that hackers are looking for the vulnerabilities on your website that they would use to take over. We can run that kind of report for you and give you kind of the idea. So reach out to us if you're curious about that. But what we want to do is we want to make it so you are as protected as possible and kind of fight this thing that's going on right now that is really causing a massive problem in the industry. It's disrupting a lot of people out there, and it's eroding trust with your customers if your website gets taken over. There's lots of things that go in with that. It increases hacking, all those sorts of items. So you really want to make sure that this is done and make sure that you're as protected as possible. So yet again, I'm John Fowle, COO of Forbes Cybersecurity and IT Services. If you have any questions about your website or want to know if it's patched, talk to us. We could run a report for you and start pointing you down the right path to getting this taken care of. Like I said before, we don't fix people's websites for them, but we can help you get on the path and provide the guidance that may be needed in order to make sure you're secure and as protected as possible. We do this for other aspects of your business for cybersecurity. This is fully part of having a full integrated nested cybersecurity program that looks at all aspects of your company's health and cybersecurity. So reach out to us and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Uninterrupted, a podcast from Forbes Cybersecurity. We hope you walked away with practical insights to protect your business and stay ahead of the latest cyber threats. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your colleagues. For more tips, resources, and cybersecurity updates, visit Forbes.com, that's 4bis.com, and follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. We'll be back soon with another episode, so stay vigilant and stay uninterrupted.